I'm not talking about I listen to the sound of New York City, the silence that is so different once I've been out in California, sleeping to the orchestrations of strange tiny things with strange loud noises. It's given me an awareness of this New York City silence, which makes it staggering and at times plain fearsome. You expect shadowless things to dart out. You anticipate the most horrific scenes. With a quick fall of high heels on subway gratings, your spine pulls up like a horse rearing, and you're always expecting the scream to come of women or air raid sirens. Then there is a sound of sweet continuity this early in the morning. The perorations of morning, the bakery trucks with 20-year-old transmissions, their gears changing loud as a construction site at noon in Midtown. The news trucks at 5:30 a.m. where the guy yells out and the bales of New York Times hit the pavement with a stiffer thump than the News or the Post. An old guy who wears the same red and black flannel jacket and cap in the heat of summer and the freeze of winter mutters something back through toothless gums, then rises off his milk crate and slices the stacks of information open like bales of hay with a wicked razor knife. A few faithful dog walkers hand him change. I can hear the change from my window. Then separate their tangled leashes and split. And the garbage trucks, I almost forgot, they come earlier, maybe 4 a.m. They break the silence with otherworldly noises. I put down my book. It's 4:45. I pull the plug on the TV. The flashing ghosts on the screen condense deep into themselves. Then blackness. I'm about to turn off the light when I notice the green slime leaking down my forearm. Here it comes. The indestructible abscess in the pit of my elbow, which should be celebrating its second birthday any time now, is really overflowing tonight. It's no wonder, now that I think about it, all that time submerged in the bath, the hot water loosening up all that awful crud. It's drooling from the same tiny opening at its bottom. I grab a tissue, spit on it, and wipe my forearm clean. Normally, when it leaks so profusely, I am tempted to have a go at the thing, to squeeze the feisty sauce from all angles, hoping it will finally burst totally and set its healing finally in motion. But I'm too wiped out for the challenge, which is exactly what this thing has become. It tempts me with a drop of ooze, and for hours I'm in a free-for-all with my gross nemesis, pinching and piercing from right and left, up and down. It always wins. I extract a bit of vile fluid, but the sauce remains intact, the sauce. A fucking doctor tells me it's not worth lancing, that it will heal itself. But they don't have to deal with its spite, its enticements to self-mutilation, the exhaustion of its resistance, body, mind, and soul. It's taken on demonic proportions. Shit! I sanctify the motherfucker. I caress it in my sleep, which is true. Girl, I still do it to this day. A lady tells me, like in the middle of this, I always sleep on my back, you know, and I don't move. When I sleep, I just lie there, fucking vampire. But in the middle of the night, my arm, she tells me, suddenly shoots up, like, and I start going like this. And I caress where my tracks were, you know? I don't know if it's like, when I was about 4 years old, that was like the first erogenous zone I discovered, you know? It felt good when you were up there. And, but I don't know if it's that or just caressing the track, where the tracks were, you know? Either way. But I still do it to this day. It's like, this one chick gets such a kick out of it. She'd like, if I wasn't doing it, she'd like entice me. She'd like push me. I swear, she thought it was really fun. I reach again, I'm just going to accept it though, I'm tired. I reach again for the light, but I hesitate, maybe just one little tweak. I mean, the fucker was really flowing. I've wiped it twice and there's still some slime reappearing. All right then, but just one shot at it, just a survey of the situation. I'm too tired. Getting beat down would only wake me up. I extend my right arm, which contains the beastly little apparatus. I take my left arm and with thumb and forefinger on opposite side to the wound, seek out the proper dimensions to attack. This is the point when no matter how often I fail, my hopes are revivified. My stomach tightens. I think about my cat choking from an abscess on its face back in California and the wonderful feeling I had of opening that wound, watching the scum pour out, and the lovely sound of the creature breathing anew, sucking in the air of another chance. It was going to suffocate, and I let it live. I want that sensation. No matter how much I've cleaned up, this hole in my arm is still an emblem of my addiction, a memorial tattoo that I myself inscribed as if for an old lover in homage to that sickness I took years to perfect. My fingers are in place, a little farther apart than usual. I'm trying a new tactic. A strange feeling creeps over me, like when I was a ball player and I somehow knew I couldn't miss when I was in the zone. I pinched the two fingers together, slow and steady, that strange sensation guiding me to apply just the right pressure in the zone, as I did with my fingertips years ago when I aimlessly released a basketball at the hoop. The funky slime is rapidly escaping. It feels looser beneath the skin than before, from all that time in the hot water as I slept in the red bathtub. But still, there is no final burst. I increase the pressure, changing the angle of my thumb. I press tighter, green gunk seep out, dripping from my arm. The feeling has my head reeling. I'm feeling lightheaded. I can't miss, I figure. I can't miss. Tighter now. Oh, my God, it explodes. Out it flows. Not just from that small opening, but from the center in one long stream, like a laser's beam. It exits in various shades of yellow and green, followed by blood. When that stubborn skin finally gave way after all that time, I thought I heard an audible expression like a groan or a tired, breathless howl of someone who lost a long, long duel.